Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. You guys seem to have really been liking the Strokes related content on the channel lately, so I decided that I would go ahead and give a listen to their second studio album called Room on Fire. So yeah, I really liked Is This It, and I also did a review on their brand new album, The New Abnormal. Really liked everything that I've heard from the Strokes so far, so I'm excited to get into this. Track number one is Whatever Happened. Nice, that builds up really well. That was an alright track, alright opener to this album. I liked a lot of what happened there. There wasn't anything that really caught me off guard or really found super notable on that song. More along the lines of the first album, obviously. Julian is very buried in the mix on here. All of the playing was solid all the way through. It's just that nothing stood out quite the way that a lot of the songs on Is This It did, but yeah, solid track all around. Sorry about the change in camera angle here, guys. I'm just trying to get at a angle that's a little bit better to do these kind of videos in, but yeah. Second track, this one's called Reptilla. That's pretty cool. Nice. This is really catchy guitar loop. Nice, alright, we got a little solo here. Pretty sick, yeah. I love these vocals on that section there. Alright, yeah, that song was a lot more interesting to me. I liked that repeated guitar section that actually played all the way through the song and looped. It just didn't become any more or less prominent in the mix, and once some noisier sounds were added, it really would fall into the background, but you could still pick it out if you tried to listen for it specifically. That was a pretty cool sounding track. I thought that that was a lot more interesting lyrically than the first track. That one just sounded like it was dealing with a relationship, which is a very typical Strokes angle at this point. At least as far as what I've picked up on. And this one seemed more dealing in the way of feeling really strange or abnormal. Maybe this could come along with the newfound fame that they would have had at this point in their careers. The narrator of this track just feels really out of place and like they are different than the other people around them. The word reptilla, I'm not sure if it has another meaning, and if it does, I'll probably just cut this bit out, honestly. But it reminds me of the word reptilian. There's the wacky reptilian conspiracy theories, of course, but it also just is detailing kind of like a different breed of human or like subspecies kind of thing. And I guess maybe that's playing into the whole feeling kind of weird or different. Like that one a lot. Let's move on to track number 3. This one's called Automatic Stop. Nice little guitar section here, alright. Decent. That one was pretty solid. Definitely a more mellow tune for the Strokes. Not one of the more, fast-paced ones that I've heard so far. And that's okay. That's a little bit more of a chill song. Definitely dealing more in the way of relationships. That's really all I was picking up on there is somebody's view on the relationship that they're in. Maybe pretty simple stuff, nothing too super deep or anything, but once again, that's okay, that's fine. But yeah, I'm really loving the continuation of the guitar passages that will be just a really simple set of a few different notes that get carried out through the entire song, or at least most of it, and keep getting repeated. There's been one of those little loops in the last two songs, so I don't really know if that's something that's going to lose its charm. I don't really think so, because it's not all that noticeable if you don't pick up on it, so really if it becomes boring, then it's not too hard to ignore. Track number 4 is 1251. It's a little hard on the ears. A little too lo-fi. Yeah, there's some higher frequencies that are kinda off-putting, admittedly. That was a shorter one, I think. Interesting as well. Yeah, 1251 kinda seems like it's reminiscing about partying, that kind of thing. Talking about going out and getting 40s, going to that party. Decent stuff. I'm reading here, and apparently Nick Valenci managed to painstakingly create the sound of a synthesized keyboard with his guitar for this song. However, when a friend heard it, he responded with crushing logic, "Why didn't he just play a keyboard?" I'm reading this from Genius Lyrics. And yeah, I was wondering if I was hearing a keyboard. I was figuring so. Thought that it was just a very lo-fi recorded one, but that was a guitar. It was a little hard on the ears, not gonna lie. But yeah, other than that. Alright, last time, hopefully, I'm going to be mentioning a change in the actual recording. If you notice it got a little darker, that's because it got darker. In between songs here, I had to charge the camera up a little bit, so we're taking a little bit of time in between these. I actually just refreshed my memory on the last couple tracks, so I know where we're at. Track number 5, I think is one of the more popular ones from this record. It's called You Talk Way Too Much. So we're gonna give this one a try. Hemispheres are so much more mellow on this album. Julian's so buried in the mix. All the instrumentation is really simple but really effective. Gotta love these little instrumental sections. Nice. I really like the pre-chorus structure on this song. Nice. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that song turned out. Liked pretty much everything that one had to offer. Another really simple message from what I can interpret. It just sounds like somebody who's being really pressured by another person, maybe pressured by their obligations. Yeah, that's really what I'm getting from it. The instrumentation was really simple but really effective all over that, like I said while I was reacting to it. If that is one of the more popular tracks, I guess I see why. I could definitely see myself coming back to that quite a bit. The lo-fi side of the recording is the only thing that I'm not necessarily liking every moment of so far on here. I think that everything else is really great. It's just that sometimes it's a little bit almost too scratchy. I know that Is This It was also really lo-fi, but at the same time, I'm not really sure if maybe I was just interpreting it different. I have came back to that record a couple times since I reacted to it already, probably 4 or 5 actually. I just never remember in any of my listens of that to be picking up on parts of the mix that are actually irritating in that way. Here and there on this one though, I am kind of picking up on that. Maybe it's just not utilized quite as effectively. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Another decent song. Track number 6 is Between Love and Hate. Really smooth instrumentation on this. I love that drum beat. Nice, I love the bass playing. Oh, nice. That one was really cool. Big fan of that song. That's probably the most slick that the instrumentation has been yet. Just really smooth melodies all over that song. To contradict what I just said, I had no problems with the mix. Sounded really nice all around. Another song about relationships. He sounds more like he's reminiscing on this one though, which is a word that I used a lot when describing their newest album. Similar tone to a lot of what I was feeling on that album. Meet Me in the Bathroom is track number 7. There's sections of silence at like the beginning of every one of these songs, and I'm not sure if that's just Spotify or if they're actually like that. Not really sure what the mentioning of the uncle means here. So, reading up a little bit on this, because I was a little confused on it, apparently this song was at least allegedly written for Courtney Love, so that doesn't clear a lot up. That kind of brings up more questions than it answers. I don't know why the uncle is mentioned in here. I wasn't able to make heads or tails of a lot of the lyrics either. Nonetheless, it was played pretty well. I liked the vocal delivery and I liked all of the instrumentation on that song. Gonna look a little bit more into it when I come back for repeated listens. Under Control looks like it's the next track. Another more mellow atmosphere, okay. That's nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's probably the most peaceful song that I've heard from The Strokes, easily. The most mellow and laid back one that I've heard as well. That sounds like something that I'm going to be coming back to just relax to. Definitely another relationship-based song. Maybe the ending of a relationship, but still wants the other person to be happy. That's kind of what I was getting from that anyways. Yeah, definitely a really mellow song. I enjoyed it. It was very spacey, kind of atmospheric, cool stuff. Looks like the next song is The Way It Is. That's interesting. Pretty sick riffs. That's interesting. Catchy chorus on here. Damn. The guitar is just so sick on these guys. Yes. Damn. Alright. I really like that one too. This might be... I think this is another breakup song. Either way, just kind of, you know, as the saying goes, it is the way it is. It is what it is. That's tough luck, you know, that kind of idea. I liked how everything on there sounded so much though. Really just much heavier vibe than some of the songs on here, but just a pretty killer atmosphere overall. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Definitely will be returning to that one. The End Has No End is the second to last song on here. Going political, I see. guitars on here sound kind of digital. Maybe trying to imitate a keyboard again. Nice. Ooh. Vocals. Easily the most politically charged I've really heard from The Strokes, especially on this album anyways. I like that song a pretty great deal. One of the most diverse ones that we've heard, sonically anyways. Like I said, the guitars almost sounded like they were trying to imitate a keyboard again. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but we both just heard it. It's a different tone for the guitars to be taking, I guess. I don't think it's really necessarily talking about one specific event. It just seemed like the tension, like political tension and societal tension, just of a lot of different ways. What was going on in the early 2000s when this was written is very different than what's going on now. It still seemed somewhat relevant, so kind of underwriting it like that is probably the best way to make it age well. So I give props to that. I Can't Win is the name of track number 11 on here. Nice. Oh, I love that. Passionate with the lyrics. Nice. Oh, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Both of these first two projects close out so strong. I can't say that the second to the last song was one of my favorites like it was on the last project. I really like those last two on Is This It? I gotta say that last song is probably my favorite of the whole album. So, really strong closer. I liked that song took a different angle in some ways, but still feels very Strokes, if that makes any sense. The guy, our narrator on here, seems to just be really down on his luck, and like he just can't seem to find a way out of this slump that he's in. But what I found really interesting is he was kind of talking in the second person narrative, almost like you're directly supposed to relate to this. And I found it really relatable, so I guess that worked. Kind of just a different vibe than a lot of Strokes songs. It's somewhat depressing lyrically, but still sounded really upbeat. And a lot of times I feel like that's kind of the thesis of their music. It's just kind of being happy that you're sad, if that makes any kind of sense, I guess. I'm a big fan of the second Strokes album. It's pretty decent. Oh, it does have a little bit of the sophomore slump going on because Is This It is definitely better, no question about it. Is This It is still the best Strokes record I've heard for sure. But that doesn't stop this one from being a really strong album. I'm feeling about an 8 out of 10 on this one. That could go up, that could go down as time goes along. I think a lot of these songs are gonna hit me differently the more times I hear them, so do keep that in mind. I'm really sorry that the camera angle and lighting situation was kind of a mess on this. I'm working on that. I'm still getting adjusted to the whole YouTube life again, trying to get in my rhythm here. So I do appreciate you sticking to this point in the video. It's really greatly appreciated. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for dealing with that. I may do a formal review of this album at a different point. We'll have to see how it goes. I liked it a lot though, so I might touch upon it more after I give it a bunch more listens. Let me know what you thought of this album, and tell me down below if you guys want me to keep making the Strokes content. I want to react to the rest of their albums, but I also want to hear from you guys what you want me to review and or react to. Let me know down there. Want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this album and other albums by the Strokes down there as well. I feel like now I kind of have a bigger grasp on their whole deal, so let me know what your favorite Strokes album is. I think that most of the responses are going to be one of the 3 that I've reviewed so far. Make sure to like the video if you did like what you saw today, and hit that subscribe button so you know when I upload in the future. That's just about going to wrap it up for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.